Good evening. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy end of October, right? I am Britta Dimmler, and we are talking tonight about muscle testing. Now, this is a class, honestly, I wish we were doing via Zoom because it's so much easier to see each other and to see you and watch reactions and to see understanding, right, as it blooms and blossoms. So as we're going through this, if you can give me a thumbs up and you can maybe post pictures. I do have my computer open too, so I can watch that as well. Thank you, Steph. I just got my hair done this afternoon, so yay for that. Me for my BFF Danny for getting my hair done. All right, so tonight we're talking about muscle testing, and muscle testing is kind of one of those things that people think they either like totally love it and are intrigued by it, but maybe they think that, oh, it's so hard and oh, I just don't think I could do that. Or maybe they think it's really woo-woo, okay? So let's talk about what it is really, how we can use it for our bodies and what it really means, okay? So have you ever thought about, like what oil should I use today? Or what product should I use? Is this supplement doing me any good? Do I need to take more of it? I think a lot of us get so in the habit of going to a doctor, having them evaluate our symptoms and saying, here, you need this medicine and you take it, this many times a day for this many days and then boom, you're done, right? And which is great if you have an infection or if you have a broken bone or if you have something that's very specific that they can diagnose. But a lot of us have stuff going on that we don't have the normal symptoms, or we don't have the things that the doctors can say, yep, this is it. And they might be like, I don't even know what's going on. I don't understand why you're having these symptoms. I have no idea, right? And so that can be really frustrating for us and for them as well. And it can be a little bit overwhelming to think, okay, well, what do I use then? And where do I start? So muscle testing is just a way that we tap into, we shut off our conscious brain, right? The brain that says, oh, this is the right thing to do, or this is the wrong thing, or why are you doing that? And we tap into kind of our inner conscience where it just knows. Because God put that inside of us, okay? So I'm gonna get into the specifics of muscle testing in just a minute. But here's the thing, I'm not an expert. I didn't go to any special training. What I did is I Googled and YouTubed videos, and I watched and I talked to friends that started muscle testing or that read books, and we kind of learned this together. So this is the thing, you guys, is that you can learn this just like I did, okay? And there's no magic person or special person that has that gift. Now there are gifts, there's lots of different ways to muscle test, but I'm going to teach you the Sway method because that's the one that I know the best, all right? But what happens, so we can teach each other, okay? And it all, though, comes down to practice, and it's a lot of practice, and really tuning into your body and getting out of your head and getting into your body, okay, and allowing your body to respond. So let's talk about, first of all, the conscious mind versus the subconscious mind, because this is a big differentiation that we need to set up so that you really understand why we have to get out of our head, okay? So think of like a big iceberg, right? And you've probably seen the picture of the iceberg on the top, and then if you look they scan out from the iceberg, you see the huge iceberg at the bottom, right? So you see a little bit above the water, but this huge, massive amount of ice underneath, okay? So I've seen lots of diagrams where the top, the little bit that's showing, that's our conscious mind. That's what we've tuned into. That's what we believe everything it tells us, good or bad, right? Because how many of you beat yourself up over dumb things every day or think, oh, I can't do that? That's your subconscious mind based on your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs, okay? And that's a whole nother class. So the conscious, is just a little bit that's sticking out the top, and that's our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, okay? Based on our past circumstances and based on our present, but usually it's based on the stuff in the past that we've just bought into and other people's stories oftentimes that we bought into, okay? So it's about 1% of our intelligence. There's no storage space in our conscious mind, and we make conscious decisions with the information we remember, okay? So how many times you're like, oh, I don't remember that. In fact, if you've ever put your phone down and gone, I can't remember where I put it, you can muscle test for that. So I'll teach you that in a little bit too. It's super cool. So conscious mind are thinking, moving, tasting, touching, and smelling. Those are all conscious activities that take up a minimal portion of the processing power of our brain, okay? So the biggest part is the part that's hidden underneath that in the iceberg example, and this is our subconscious mind, and this is the whole rest of our brain and what it's doing. So your subconscious mind can tell you exactly what's good for you and what isn't. The silent and unconscious intelligence within you is constantly busy storing information and keeping body systems running effectively. It's important to understand that the subconscious mind exerts an unseen yet profound influence over everything that we do, how we behave, and how we feel. Your subconscious mind is like a supercomputer capable of storing vast amounts of information, okay? So you may not be able to remember what happened yesterday, but it's all in your subconscious. And if we tap into that part, it will reveal it to us, okay? So every face, every smell, every voice, every song, every taste, touch, and sensation is all recorded in our subconscious. And that's why years after something can happen, you might smell something and it takes you back 30 years ago. And maybe you feel anxious, or you feel scared, or you feel sad, or whatever. And it's that subconscious triggering into that and tapping into that that's taking you back to a memory that maybe you've totally forgotten about, right? Because our conscious mind has forgotten about it. So our subconscious also remembers every virus, bacteria, and fungus that's ever invaded your body, all of your injuries, thoughts, and feelings, and the entire history of every cell of your body has been archived. Isn't that fascinating? And you guys, if you know anything about Feelings Buried Alive, Never Die, that's a book and an amazing resource when you're dealing with something physical that we need to sometimes go look at the emotional part of it and tap back into that so we can truly deal with it, release it, and let it go, okay? So all this information is tucked into your subconscious, making the subconscious aware of exactly what your body needs to be well. Like a supercomputer, our subconscious knows exactly what our body needs to heal, and our bodies have an innate wisdom that can guide you to make healthier choices. Also hidden, though, in our subconscious are the emotions that keep us stuck in cycles of ill health, stress, anxiety, depression, you name it. It's all part of that circle, okay? So how do we access this information? To retrieve the information from your subconscious mind, we use a form of kinesiology or muscle testing. So this was first developed in the 1960s as a way to correct structural imbalances in the skeletal system. So muscle testing, people were skeptical and looked down upon, and they kind of like, oh yeah, you're one of those, right? But now it's really widely accepted, but still not understood a lot. So while mainly physicians worldwide use muscle testing to correct imbalances, the fact is that muscle testing can also be used to get information directly from the subconscious mind. Okay, so we're tapping into that huge supercomputer that we all have. We have the ability to open a direct line of communication with our subconscious. Isn't that cool? Muscle testing is a super powerful tool, and it can enable you to discover what you need to get well as quickly as possible. You can also trust the wisdom from your subconscious and have faith in the body's ability to communicate that wisdom to you. Again, shutting this off and listening to the body, okay? Because we've got to get out of our minds. So anybody can get answers from your body. You just have to be willing to learn. It's going to feel super weird at first, so maybe it's good that we're just doing it Facebook Live, but I really encourage you as I start talking about this that you get up and you do this also, okay? And that you practice this and that you go through the instructions with me. Don't just sit and watch this, okay? Because I want you to get up and do it. All right, so we have to understand that all organisms, no matter how primitive, will respond to positive or negative stimuli. So example, plants, when you put them, if I put a plant up here on on the top of my bookcase, okay, well, and I have plants, but they're fake. But if I had a real plant there, my window is behind the camera, okay? So where is the plant actually? It's going to grow maybe toward this light that's above here, but it's really going to be stretching, growing toward the sunlight, right? So plants know innately that they grow toward the sun. They grow away from the darkness. They want the sun, right? And same with us. We need the light. We need that positive energy and the positive things, the positive foods and the good things that are healthy for us. That's what our bodies will respond to if we tune into it, okay? On a subconscious level, humans know and are drawn to positive and repelled from negative. Have you ever walked into a room and felt bad energy? Or felt the good energy? So you walk into a room and like you don't know what's going on, but you're like, oh, it's just super uncomfortable in here. I do not want to be in this room. And you're looking for your way to escape, right? That's feeling the bad energy. You don't know consciously what happened, but you know that something just happened. Something just went on in that room and in that environment that's not comfortable. And we look for our escape. We look to leave the dark, right? Or if you walk into a room that's high energy and you're like, you may have walked in like, oh, I'm so tired. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is great. I have so much energy and this is so fun. And I'm so glad I came. And that's your body responding to the energy in that room. Okay, so do you ever want to know what should I have for supper? Should I eat chicken or beef, or should I do just a salad? The sweet potato or the French fries? Which one would benefit your body most? Did you know you could ask your subconscious? And this is going to sound crazy. And the first time I heard this, my friend Michelle Shar told me about this, and I was like, seriously? And she said, yeah, I went to my refrigerator and I opened the door and I said, do you want the pop, the soda that's sitting there? And my body said, no, no, no. And she said, do you want the, I don't know, water, let's say, or the Ningxia Red? And her body responded, yes. Okay. So generally our bodies, when we are in alignment, when we are hydrated, and that's the biggest thing, you do need to drink water, okay, which you should always have with you. So have a drink of your water. When our bodies are hydrated and our cells are firing and everything is working properly, then there's a lot of energy and a lot of energetic transactions happening in our body. So generally, your body will respond to a positive thing, maybe going, falling forward. Occasionally somebody goes backwards. But so think about, and I want you all to stand up. Okay. So wherever you are, get up. And this is a participation. Even though I can't see you, I'm going to trust that you're doing this. So stand up. And you stand with your feet shoulder width apart, okay? So, and just relax your knees. It's kind of like at your wedding. They always say, don't lock your knees, because that's when you pass out, right? So you want to keep your knees kind of flexible, but try to stand still, okay? Now, generally our bodies will still sway a little bit or move a little bit, but just stand still, hands to your sides, phones off your body, okay? So put your phone down. And I just want you to think about statements, okay? We're going to talk about statements. Well, actually, first of all, let me back up a minute. So you can still stand with me. It's okay. All information is energy, okay? So think about everything is energy. Our body is like the truth detector. It leans toward the light or the truth. It leans away from, generally speaking, away from the falsehood, okay? So we're going to ask a question. We're going to, our subconscious, when we ask a question, our subconscious is searching its databases. And then it retrieves the information or the energy, okay? And there's an energetic exchange because information is energy. And then you muscle test, your body responds with the answer. So it's generally recommended that you start with prayer, whatever that means for you. Okay, so you can ask and prayer really is it's settling your mind. Okay. If you come into muscle testing and you are chaotic and you're thinking about what I need to make for dinner. No, I got to go switch the load of laundry and the dogs are barking and the kids are crying and all this chaos is going on. That's not the best time to muscle test. Okay. It might be the perfect time to muscle test, but you can't do it in the middle of the chaos. You need to go to your bathroom, shut the door, take some deep breaths. Okay, get centered back into your being and your body. Okay, so prayer is a great way to just ask your higher power. Okay, for me, it's God. Ask God to just settle me, to calm my heart, to settle my spirit, and to let me be receptive to whatever it is that I am going to do. Okay. Trisha, I just got a notification that you want in my video. So I don't know if you do, then type yes or something, and I'll add you to this. So just kind of settle your spirit, ground yourself first, okay, when you're going to muscle test. And it can be something as simple as, like if you want to pray, it could just be deep breaths. It can be something as simple as, Heavenly Father or higher power, whatever it is for you. Thank you for this opportunity to help myself with knowing what my body needs for health, or knowing what it is that I should eat tonight for dinner, or whatever it is. Okay. Thanks, Trisha. It could be, I ask for your help, insight, and guidance. Amen. Right? And just sometimes just praying or taking those deep breaths, it just helps settle and calm yourself. Okay. So you, especially if you're going to muscle test for someone else, which you can do, you especially need to be centered and in a good spot yourself. And so make sure that you pray first. Okay. And just be centered. All right. So stand up, everybody stand up, get comfortable, kind of relax. Arms to your sides, phones on the table, so don't have any electronics on your body, okay? Because that will mess with your test, and I'll tell you about that later. Stand still, feet shoulder width apart. And when we make a true statement, our body will most likely sway forward, okay? And so usually, I'll give you Michelle's example first, because these are Michelle's notes, and then I'll tell you what I usually do, okay? So close your eyes and just think about war, okay? Think about the heartache and the pressure, the villages and the cities and the stress that people are under. Think about the sad, bad things, the families being separated, the homes and businesses being blown up, the killings and the shootings and all the things that are happening. I don't know if you're moving, your body's moving at all. You guys, my body is like, it just keeps like pulling me back, okay? And I might sway forward. When I said families, I swayed forward because family in my head is a good thing. But then I say killing and shooting, and my body is starting to come back. I don't know if you noticed that or not. Hopefully you're experiencing that for yourself, okay? So did you respond? Did your body sway in one way or another there? That is shutting down your mind and tuning into your body, okay? So now let's think about something else, okay? So again, close your eyes and think about a room full of puppies. And they're licking your toes, they're nuzzling your hand, they're climbing all over your lap. Your children are there, and they are just giggling and laughing, and there's so many smiles and so much joy. And it's just, your heart is so full of love and kindness, and it just fills every space and can't be contained. Again, what did your body do? Okay, mine is coming forward. Notice I'm getting a little closer to the screen. So ever so slightly, and sometimes, it can be like big movements, or it could just be that, I'm just swaying a little bit, okay? And I'm just kind of rocking. But maybe I'm rocking forward more and more and more. I have seen a few people kind of go side to side. Again, generally, it's because they're not hydrated very well. Electronics can definitely impact our energy fields. It could be that maybe you're in a room with a lot of Wi-Fi or other electronics going on. And so if your body's not responding, and I would stop and go drink a glass of water and then maybe try a different room, okay? And generally bathrooms don't have a lot of Wi-Fi and a lot of electronics, so that might be a good place to do your muscle testing, okay? So those two examples are pretty extreme, right? War and puppies, puppy love. Those are very extremes, and probably, hopefully, your body responded in some way, okay? And Donna, thank you for sharing, that her body started responding right away. Sometimes it's very, very subtle, okay? So as you're just getting started with this, and you don't feel your body swaying necessarily where you can tell, then you might have a friend just ask them, will you just kind of watch and see what my body does, okay? And again, if we were in a Zoom class, we could do this, and I could point that out to you. So if you can't see it, then private message me, and I will help you walk through it on a video, okay? So what I usually do when I muscle test, again, our legs are shoulder width apart, arms are down at my sides. And I usually start with body show me yes. And I just wait. And here's my body showing me yes, right? So I started coming forward. I didn't correct. I didn't stop it. And then I ended up on my tippy toes because I was coming forward so much, okay? And so then I always want to double check and say, body show me no. And again, just wait and pause. And usually my body responds right away if I'm not talking. So that's why I had to wait a minute or wait a few seconds and let my body respond backwards. Now, I have done this before thinking, oh, my yes is, because my yes is generally forward. My no is generally backwards. And one day I was muscle testing and like everything kept going backwards. And finally, and I started going, really? You don't want this supplement? Because a lot of times I'll do it with supplements. And finally I said, okay, body show me yes. And my yes was backwards. Okay. So if you're, because I was in my head, that's why I asked okay, body show me yes. Let's just make sure. So always start with yes and no. Okay. Because sometimes you could just there might be something else going on. So I always just say body show me yes, body show me no. You could also start by saying, my name is Britta Dimmler. And yes, I'm going forward. My name is Trisha Panconen. Nope, it is not, right? So do that. You can ask your body to show you yes or no. You could just say your name and say somebody else's name. And you guys, will you please just like type in and let me know, are you getting responses? Because before I go on, I want to make sure that you are getting responses, okay? So yeah, and backwards, I have gone backwards for yes every time. I did it once. I was at a class and I was teaching people how to do this, and it kept going backwards. And I could not figure out. So I was, and my yes was, I said, body show me yes, and it was backwards. It's like, okay. And about 10 minutes later, I realized I had my phone in my back pocket. So I took my phone out of my back pocket, put it on the table, and I said, body show me yes. And forward I went. Okay. So that's where I'm saying the phone really does impact you. Okay. And the Wi-Fi and all of that. So, so just once you get your yes and no, you could take your phone. Okay. And since I'm using my phone, I'm going to take my computer and I can hold this to my body or just hold it in my hands. And I can say, body, is my computer beneficial to me today? No. Okay. Body, should I carry this around with me all day today? No. Body, is it okay if I use this while it's sitting on the table? Yes. So the important thing is you're asking your body yes and no questions. Okay. You can't say, try to think. I couldn't say, body, will you tell me how to do this report? Or, well, that would be still a yes or no question. Body, will you explain why this doesn't work? Your body can't explain it, okay? It just is yes and no. You could, so if you've ever put your phone down, I don't know about you, but like I put my phone down at different times and I'll be like, where's my phone? And I'm tapping my forehead because this is our recall center right here. And we're like, where is it, right? I had a friend of mine just tell me that she was muscle testing. I think her child lost the phone. And so she had them muscle test. Did I leave it in my bedroom? Yes or no? Did I leave it in the living room? Yes or no? Did I leave it in the refrigerator? I don't know. And they found it in the couch where the child had left it the day before. So you can ask, again, yes and no questions, okay? And you want to narrow it down by rooms if you're looking for a phone or your coffee or whatever it is. All right, so let's do this, all right? So hopefully you've got your yes and no, and you know which way your body is. And so let's just say, and an easy way to start with oils or with products, you guys, is to have a Zytoscan or an Itovi scan, because those are frequency-based scans that are working with your energy, and you've already identified then what your body is wanting, okay, for Young Living products. But I haven't done a scan for a while, and I don't know that everybody does. So just grab an oil that's close to you, okay? Just grab a product that you have sitting next to you. And it, so this is Australian Blue because it was sitting on my desk and I used it earlier. So I could say, just hold it. And if it's not right in your hand, I could still do it not holding it. Okay. Just by thinking about it, because where our thoughts go, our energy goes. So you can do this by holding it, or you can just do it by thinking about it, okay? But so just holding this in my hand, and I can hold it, kind of here, or you can hold it up to your chest or whatever, and you can say, body, would this be beneficial for me today? Okay, would Australian blue be beneficial for me today? Yes. Okay, so this one is something my body wants right now. And then I could say, because then you're like, well, how do I use it? Right? Because Australian blue, like, what do I do with it? So I could say, body, would it be beneficial to put it on topically? Yes. Would it be beneficial to take it internally? No. Would I benefit by diffusing it? No. So I want it topically, okay? Where do I put it? Right? So I can't say, well, body, where do I put it? Because that's not a yes and no question. But I could say, body, do you want it? Would it benefit you from the waist up? No. Okay, and that's interesting because I put it on my wrist earlier. Would it benefit you from the waist down? Yes. Okay. If it didn't respond, or if it responded no, then I might just say, would it benefit you at the waist? Right? Because it's told me not waist up or waist down, but maybe it's just right at my waist. So once I'm on the waist down, and so then I could say, do you want it on the feet? Would it benefit you on the feet? Yes, I'm coming forward. Okay. Can you see that I'm coming forward? Maybe I should turn. So then I could say, do you want it on the right foot? Would it benefit you on the right foot? Yes. Would it benefit you on the left foot? No. So I want it on the right foot. Do you want it on the big toe? Yes. Do you want it on the other toes? No. Do I want it anywhere else on my foot? No. So I want it on my right big toe, right? Do you want 1 drop on the right big toe? Yes. 2 drops on the right big toe? Yes. 3 drops? No. And do I want it once a day on the right big toe? Yes. Twice a day? No. Do I want it right now on the big toe? Yes. Okay. So I could, because sometimes it will say I want it, so I'm going to put 2 drops on I'm going to do this right now. If you have an oil in your hand that your body said yes you wanted, go ahead and put it on. Okay. I can be as specific as I want. I could also say, would this benefit me? Do you want it more than just today? No. Okay, so I only wanted this right now, 2 drops on my right big toe. Okay, why? I don't know. I have no idea. I can look it up and I can see what Australian blue does. And, any big toes and thumbs goes brainstem, right? And brain. So it's somehow is supporting my brain. So that's kind of what you do. So tea tree was also sitting on my desk. And so I could say, body, would tea tree benefit you today? No. So my body does not want tea tree, okay? If you have a Zytoscan, then it already identifies the products that your body wants. So then you could just take the top product and say, do you want this aromatically, topically, internally, right? Do you want 1 drop, 2 drops, or whatever? If it's a supplement, you could say, let's say it's Ningxia Red, okay? And I could ask my body, would Ningxia Red be a benefit to me today? Yes. Do you want 1 ounce of Ningxia Red, 2 ounces, 3 ounces? I don't know if you guys can see, but I can feel my body going forward. So I'm just going to keep going up, okay? Because I'm tuned into this enough. So I was at 3 ounces of Ningxia Red today. Do you want 4 ounces? No, I want 3 ounces. Do you want it all right now? Yes. And do I want it with water? Diluted? No. So my body is requesting 3 ounces of Ningxia Red straight. So I do recommend if you do this, and I just grabbed a marker and I'm going to write it down because I'm not going to go do it right now. 3 ounces of Ningxia Red. Right? So I wrote it down so that I can do that as soon as I'm done with this class. Okay. I could ask my body, does it want nitro along with it? Does it want MindWise with it? You could ask your body supplements. A lot of times, generally, recently, because of all the stress and the things going on, a lot of times will take Cortistop if I am feeling a lot of pressure and stress. And the last few days, I have, as I'm getting my supplements out, I have said body let's just do it, okay? Body, is Cortistop beneficial to me today? No, okay? It's, or because today, right now, it's night, right? So would you prefer to have PD 80/20 tonight? Yes. Okay, and so that's where I've really been asking, and my body has been saying recently, when I remember to do it in the morning, it wants Cortistop in the morning, and it wants PD 80/20 at night. Now, normally I would just take Cortistop twice a day, because that's just kind of what I do. And so sometimes when we get in these patterns and these habits of using the same supplements or the same oils every day, we may not be giving what our body what it truly needs and wants at the time, okay? So let's say you have just a bag of oils and you're like, I don't even know where to start. So you can either close your eyes and just, sometimes I just go up to my case and I close my eyes and I just kind of just let my hand wander and I just pull one, okay? And then I can muscle test for it. But you can also muscle test for, you could ask your body, do you want an oil? Okay, so I could say, body, is there an oil that would benefit you tonight? No, my body doesn't want oils right now. Okay, maybe Australian Blue is the only oil I wanted. But if it's, or I could say, is there a supplement that would benefit me tonight? Oh, yeah. Okay, so then I could start going through what supplements do I have? Well, I already know I want PD 80/20. And do you want one PD 80/20 tonight? Yes. Two PD 80/20? No. So did you catch that? My body started going forward, but then nope, it went really far back. So you give your body time to respond and don't just jump on the first little twinge that it does. Give it time to to really sort out, okay? If it's a yes, it's really going to be a yes, generally, if you allow your body to respond. The first few times you do it, close your eyes, because even if nobody else is in the room, and you're going to be in your head going, this is so stupid. I just look so dumb. Why am I doing this? Right? Because we're all head. We're all right here. And when we shut that down, take that other breath, calm your heart, calm your spirit down, calm your energy down, right? Okay, show me what it is that you need. Show me what you want. Your body is so apt and ready to tell you. We just have to listen, and that sometimes is the hardest thing. Okay, so anyway, if I was going to do an oil or a supplement, I could say, is it from A to what, P? Is that the middle of the alphabet? A to O. Okay, so in the first half of the alphabet, yes or no? Is it in the second half of the alphabet? Yes or no? If it's a no, does it? And you could start. So the first half of the alphabet, if you're asking, you could say, does it start with an A? Does it start with B? Does it start with C? Does it start with D? Okay, and if your body will say no or yes, depending on what it is that it wants, and you can ask that. You can go through every oil in the catalog. You could go through every product or oil that you have like in your room with you. So don't be like, oh, it's just so overwhelming. Break it down and just start asking yes and no questions. You could ask, does it start with O? If it's not the first half of the alphabet, does it start with O? O, P, Q, R, right? So go on with that. You can ask it, how many drops or how many capsules or whatever is beneficial. And then also, how many days do I need this product for? And you can't say how many days. You have to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you have to give your body a way to respond yes or no. All right, so some products that you could muscle test with. You could start like with Core 4, so Ningxia Red, Life 9, Omega Gize, Master Formula. If you have any of those, you might be like, okay, I need to do my ER order for this next month. What do I order? Okay, I already have all the oils, so now what am I going to try? And you could ask your body, would supplements be helpful to you? Would they benefit you today or this next month? Would they benefit me for the next month? Yes or no? And then, so let's talk about which ones we want. Do you want Ningxia Red? Do you want Master Formula or whatever? It could be other products that you use regularly. So Thieves, Progessence Plus, Super C, Mindwise. It could be a bath bomb. You could muscle test for a bath bomb or a shower steamer. You could muscle test, do you want coffee, or would coffee benefit you? Because you may want coffee, but it may not benefit you, right? You may want a pizza, but it may not be the beneficial food for you right now. So ask, would it benefit me? Michelle taught me that, and that has made a huge change in my thinking about the product anyways, but then also in allowing my body to respond, okay? So hopefully this is making sense. Again, you can do a Zyto balance or a Zyto report. So here's the cool thing, okay? Because you guys are on here now, in the past, we've had a Zyto Cradle where I can ship it to you or you can get it from somebody else. And we were charging $30 for the scans or $20 if you're on ER on my team. There's a new program that they have. It's called the Insights, so Zyto Insights, and it is a remote scan that I will do free for you that are on live, or that watch the video between now and Wednesday. Okay, so that would be the 28th, right? So you have to contact me, and there's a couple of things I need to get from you, like your name. Let's see, your name, address, phone number, email, birthday, and place you were born, I think is what it needs, okay? And then I will send you a link for a scan that you can do at any time. And so you just click the link. It actually asks you to speak for 10 seconds. And then you just kind of follow this dot on the screen 5 times. And then that's your scan. Okay, it sounds crazy, but this is really cool. It's not as overwhelming as the balance report is. I don't have to send anything for it, and it still is giving us products that we can add to our regimen, or maybe just adjust, and then we can muscle test for to find out how much we need of those. So if that's something that you want to do, you can comment on this post, and like I said, it'll be free for anybody who comments between now and Wednesday night, the 28th, right? So, and again, I will send you a private message with the information I need, and then we can set up a time as well to either go through the scan individually, or maybe we'll do a Zoom class, a Zoom time with people who have done it this week, and we'll just see what happens, okay? So if you want to do that, again, post on here between now and Wednesday for free. You can do it. I can do it at other times too. I just need to figure out what I'm in charge for that. Okay, so that's a great way just to kind of get it, all the products narrowed down to like your top 10, and then to figure out what it needs. And it's actually really cool because they have a system now where if I click on a product, it tells me what it actually helps. And it's pretty cool to see. So anyway, okay. I'm not seeing any other questions, and I think that's kind of where the extent of what I've got for you. There are other ways to muscle test, okay? Let me just tell you this. I'm not as comfortable with any of the other ways as I am with the Sway method, just because I've used the Sway method way more. But there's one way that you could do it, like you link your fingers together, okay? So just touch them together, and your right hand, and you would say, for a negative, you're going to be weak, and you're going to be able to pull your fingers apart. If it's a positive, it's going to be strong, okay? So if I said, my name is Britta, okay? My name is Carol. No. This one, it feels to me like more like I can control it, but the more I practice this, the faster I can get. So if I can't stand up and sway, I could do this under the table, right? If I was sitting somewhere and I might be like, okay, do you want beef or chicken? Do you want beef tonight? Do you want chicken tonight? So that could be something you could do. There's also another one, something with pressure with your fingers. I went to an acupuncturist once, and she just would try to, like tell me to push down, and she'd muscle test right here, or maybe it was here, I don't remember now. So there's lots of different ways to do it, okay? There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's whatever way you are most comfortable with in tuning into your body, because that's all it is, you guys. It's tuning into our bodies and allowing our body to tell us what it needs and what it wants. I could muscle test for another person. You need to ask permission before you do that. So don't just go, oh, I'm going to muscle test for my husband and tell him all the things that are wrong with him. No. You want to say, I would have to say, Kirk, can I, it seems like your back's really hurting you right now. Can I muscle test for you? Then I would say my name, I'm muscle testing, and I'd set it up in the energy field, right? I am muscle testing for Kirk. He's giving me his permission. And so my name is Kirk Dimmler. Okay, well, my body's going to say no because I did not ask for his permission and we did not set that up. So you want to let your body say yes or no and all of that. You can muscle test for your pets as well. You could, I don't know, you could muscle test. You could really muscle test for about anything, but you need permission, okay? If my dog was really sick, I might muscle test and just put my hand on them, and I could say, you know, does Echo needs whatever, right? So hopefully this makes sense. Hopefully I answered some questions. If I created more, please just type them in, and I will send you private messages for the scan on what it is that I need, so you can send it to me privately, and then I will send you the link as well once I get your information entered. So watch for that. Just commenting on here is good, and I will get to those. I'll hopefully get the information sent to you tonight so that I can get them entered either tonight or tomorrow, and then you'll get an email from Zyto. So if you don't get it, and I will message you when I send it so you know to look for it, okay? All right, so hopefully this was helpful. It looks like next week, Trisha Pinkonen is talking about Young Living for Pets and Animals. So what a great class that will be. I hope you guys tune in because this truly is for anyone and anything. And you know, if it's good enough for us, isn't it good enough for our beloved pets? So don't keep it just to yourself. Let's share it and let's benefit everybody. Okay. Have a great night, and I will hopefully see you soon.